Here are your partnering details for the rock step.
All right, so out the gate, we're going to take a look at parts of the foot. I'm going to start with the followers, so let's take a look. It is my right foot going back, ball to the heel. I draw the left foot in, and now I'm going to go forward onto that left foot with the heel to the ball, drawing my right foot in. So what you're going to notice is that that forward step is actually a heel to ball action. We don't want to come out with just the ball or just the toe. That actually is going to stop us. So in general, be aware, anytime we're using the heels, it's to keep that energy moving and that we don't really shut it down. So very important detail, when we move forward, use those heels first.
All right, so leaders, our parts of the foot are the same as the followers. They mimic it very closely. So as we start with this, with our left foot, we're going to land heel to the ball. We're going to draw the right foot in. Then as we're going backward, it's the same thing. We're going to release the toes with our left foot by using the heel, and we land on the ball of the foot with our right foot. We take our left foot and it draws into this third foot position. Let's watch that one more time. It is heel to the ball and then ball to the heel as we bring that foot in.
So now what we want to share with you guys is a practice we highly recommend before you even try the curving action. Why don't we look and see what this rock will do if it just stays straight ahead? One way we can do this is to kind of use a practice hold. Out the gate, we're not always comfortable stepping forward and back at each other. So sometimes having this little extra distance makes us feel a little bit more comfortable. So you'll notice we have our open position. He's going forward and collecting that foot in. I go forward and collect mine. And you can kind of see we're just getting a sense that I'm drawing him. Now he's drawing me. You'll notice that as we're practicing this, what we're not doing is moving in what we call tandem, meaning we're both landing at the same time, and it doesn't work as effectively. So you will see that if we move together and together, we wind up getting kind of more of a wobble effect. It's not very balanced. It's not a lot of teamwork in that. So we like to think of it like conversation. Somebody has to talk while somebody has to listen. That's always good conversation. It's not the same when people are trying to talk over each other. So that's the equivalent of trying to talk over each other. So one more time, we're going to show you from a different angle with our open position. I'm going to draw my leader. Now my leader draws me. And again, we have rock, step. And we just like this practice, getting comfortable with this exchange of energy in the rocks. Once you get comfortable, then we can go into our closed position and try it again. So again, I draw my leader, and now my leader draws me. And you could do these rocks over and over again, even though theoretically you wouldn't necessarily do that while you're dancing. Kind of the repetition, getting the muscle memory will go a long way.
So now we can add that curve back in and make it the complete rock step action. So what's going to happen is, and we can even practice this from that practice position again. So if we were in this, we would step forward, but after we step forward, now we're going to curve in order to create that back step for the leaders. We have to create that in the body first as we're stepping through, and now we collect. If we did it again, the first step, which is forward, is not curving. It is straight forward. Then it starts to curve, and then we finish that step. So if we did a few of those in a row, it would be forward with no rotation, a slight rotation. Forward, no rotation, slight rotation. And that's how we would add that back in. Now, we could take that and then go into our closed position and practice that again. So here we are in our closed position, and we do the same thing. It is forward, curving, forward, curving. One more time, forward, curving. So you'll notice that we curve only on the second step, not on the first.
And that's important because every time, leaders, that you do that curving action at the end of a rock step, you're communicating to your follower like, that's it, we're done with this pattern. Now, for this simple rock step that we're doing, not that it's easy, but it's one of our bases. When you start leveling it up and adding other elements to the rock step, it becomes more important that we understand this guideline. So, leaders, when you add that rotation and that curving action at the end of the rock, you are communicating to your followers that that is it. We're not going into anything else. So, very important detail in that whole process. Now, you might be going, how do I actually go about rotating? Like, what is the variable? What's going to make my follower understand that there's rotation happening?
So leaders, what's going to happen is as I step forward and into this rock step and I draw the right foot in from this position, what we're going to do is begin the process of drawing our left side back. I'm using my hand to express this so that you can see it. But as I draw my left side back, it's going to send that right foot back, our right leg. So instead of leaving the body static and curving the leg over, you can see that action doesn't look very well, right? It is going to be created from a body action. So the body draws the left side and it sends that right foot back. Watch it again. I step forward. Here it is. I draw that left side back and it curves me over. And that's why we want to do this on the second step. That drawing and curving that happens there is going to share that curve with the follower.
So followers, we're doing the same idea. We're mirroring back to the leaders this idea of rotation. So I'm going to let you take a look at this. I'm going to turn my back to you so you can see it. I've got my partner. My partner has moved forward towards me, so I'm moving back. In this moment, I'm feeling a body action. My leader is taking his left side and rotating it back. So now you'll notice what's happening is that my right side is going to rotate slightly forward. Now that we have this body action, we can successfully take the step. So important variable is that we are believers that the body action precedes the foot placement. It's very common to kind of try to do both those things at the same time. So if we demonstrate that, I'm going to put his back to you this time. And let's say, for the sake of doing this, this is not what we're looking for, but he's not going to curve. He's going to try to do the body and the foot at the same time. So we go forward, so far so good, and now everything happens together. What you're going to notice is that I'm still facing you, which meant I didn't get the memo in time to know that a rotation was supposed to happen. So in an ideal perfect dance world, we're going to take the step, do the body action, then take the step, and now you can see I'm no longer looking at you guys. I am actually to my leader. So it's a good detail to be aware of when we start kind of working on these curving actions.
And there's your partnering details for the rock step.